flashing a white sword. Our master will return. He will rebuild. I promise. He runs against his place. He'll crawl there like a rat. Shall we stop him? Let him scurry.
The stone will lock him in.
He cannot go far. What? That was consummation, brother. No one could have predicted it. Oh, please come. No one knew the boy was so strong. Please forget. But I could fix it, yes. My offer to the master. Send him Mr. Frame. Let him finish it. Tell his mind to his mind. Clever. Yes, useful. What? You don't mean... You mean the master's gonna be setting me free? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. What? Master, no. Master! Master, no! No, Master!
Take me back to old Yazoo. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it. Going back to old Yazoo. Everything you do, people got their eyes on you.
Chapter 1.
The small
Light!
The silence after Pede's disappearance is ever worse than the screams had been moments before. Leo stood motionless with apprehension, the dim beam of the torch lingering over where the creature was just minutes ago. The house still shrouded in pure darkness, the wind clawing at the, for now, sealed windows. The storm wasn't finished with him yet. Leo's mind is shrill and perturbed. He took a breath, shallow and burning cold. He had minutes, maybe, before the frost claimed the inside of the house too, and Leo knew this had already taken its course. Thin veins of ice crawled across the floorboards beneath his feet. Leo said to himself, "Okay, focus. Think rationally. I cannot stay here.
You cannot stay here.
I must find help.
You must find help.
I cannot go outside without supplies."
You cannot go outside without supplies.
He turned the torchlight towards the stairs and slowly hobbled up step by step. His joints turned stiff from the cold, and the torchlight quivered in his wriggling grip.
Pede will find you.
The stairs creaked, frost wincing beneath his feet as he edged closer toward his room. The door still wide open, Leo faltered through now the frost-laced doorframe, stepped over the rubble from shortly before, and yanked open the wardrobe. Clothes spilled out in loose clumps as Leo ravaged and searched for jumpers, coats, forgotten scarves, hats, gloves, balled-up socks. His fingers, numb and stiff, struggled to sort through them. Every piece of fabric stiff and cold to the touch, but it's something at least. He layered up the best he could, struggling to wrestle both zips up and down and Velcro straps that refused to pull apart from each other like an old married couple. He threw on an old, decently thick blue jumper and then wrestled a winter coat over it. The zipper jammed halfway up as his fingers lacked dexterity. He found mismatched gloves, one wool, the other leather, but fiddled them on anyway. A scratchy hat jammed over his ears that had turned stiff from the cold, the same cold that had intruded the walls of the house. He pulled 2 scarves around his neck, scarves that were probably given to him at Christmas one year, pretended to be thankful, and then immediately thrown into the wardrobe and forgotten about.
Since you loved your present so much last Christmas, I made you another one. It's your favorite color, too. Brown.
Oh. Yeah, thanks. I love it. It's the best present ever.
But at least now they have a use. As he layered himself, his thoughts returned to the storm, to the terrifying darkness beyond the door, to the absence in the hallway. It frightened him. His breath bounced back at him, warming the air just enough to sting. He knew, however, that the outside will be worse, much worse. Leo pointed the torch back towards the stairs and hobbled down to the hallway. In the time that Leo took to layer up, the frost had further taken over the house as its own territory. Thick veins of frost and ice smothered the walls, just like ivy on trees. He could hear it spreading itself as if it's alive. The air had turned foggy and even more suffocating. Leo stood halfway up the stairs observing, but quickly snapped out of it and moved swiftly, trying to solely focus on what supplies he needed: food, water, and decent footwear. He moved faster now, forcing focus. He spotted his dad's old hiking boots by the front door. They are heavy and are his best and only bet for the storm. Balancing the torch between his teeth, wrestled with the stiff laces, fingers clumsy under the gloves from the cold. Once he got them on, after what felt like half an hour of struggling, he bolted for the kitchen. He aimed for bottled water and canned food, beans, pineapple chunks, soup, anything that didn't need power, as there is none. There had already been Monster and Skittles deposited into the backpack from before. The Monster is freezing to the touch, and the Skittles hard as pebbles. Leo doesn't know what is happening, not really. The storm had come without warning, burying the house in darkness and cold. Pede isn't dead. It's still out there, quite possibly preparing too. But on top of that, it knows Leo is still in the house. The power is gone, the temperature dropping fast. Without heat, without light, he couldn't survive in the house for much longer. And somewhere out there, his family could be trapped, hurt, or worse. He had no choice but to leave, to find help, even if that meant walking straight into the storm. Leo is ready to venture into the complete unknown. Whilst walking back through the living room to the hallway, he spots a photograph in the back left corner of the room. It's an old photo of him and his younger brother from years back. Leo picks it up and takes the photo from out the frame. He fears for his family. He doesn't know where they are. He had been so focused on surviving that he hadn't thought about it. Leo suddenly stops and stands still. He can hear his heart pounding. He can hear his own breath in his head. His vision foggy. He can feel the weight of his feet on the floor increasing. his grip tightening. A terrible ringing shrouds his ears. The sound of the doorbell echoed through the house. Leo caught his breath, then froze where he stood, listening. Every hair on his body stood on end. The tone of the doorbell was all wrong. The sound should have been joyful, but instead only brought despair. A mere imitation by something evil that knew nothing but inflicting pain. He switched off the torch, better to stay hidden, still listening for a sound. Leo now stood in pure darkness. Oh God, thought Leo. It must be Pede, and now it's back inside the house with him. Leo held his breath. These footsteps are heavy, much denser sounding than Pede's were before. God knows what it's morphed into now. The footsteps come closer and suddenly stop. Pede, or whatever it is, must be trying to sense Leo through the darkness. It made an awful groaning sound, possibly out of anger. He could feel the presence of evil standing right in front of him. It sounds like the creature had gone upstairs. Leo took this opportunity, switched on the torch, and bolted for the front door. But despite hearing it get smashed open minutes earlier, it was locked tight, refusing to budge. Footsteps thudded down the stairs behind him, a sound he knew too well, a sound that froze his blood. Heart racing, Leo darted back into the main room, seized a half-broken chair, and hurled it at the living room window. The glass didn't break.
Fuck!
Leo pointed the torch back towards the hallway and saw the figure standing in the doorway.
Ugh! Ugh!
The figure stood looming in the darkness, tall and grossly lanky. The creature went far beyond normal human proportions. Its arms hanging low, nearly brushing the ground, with long, unsettling fingers that seemed to be solely purposed for grabbing. Each joint exaggerated and unnatural, its torso sunken and ribs nearly poking out from its skin. Its face, a grotesque contortion of bone. Its skin, the pale color of half-risen bread dough, clung to its skull unnaturally tight, revealing every overly pronounced face, bone, protrusion, and hollow. The creature also has disturbingly large feet that counteract any form of stealth. Its quote-unquote eyes were really just deep eye sockets that held nothing but void, emptiness, and darkness. Wrinkles also smothered its body, suggesting long drawn-out age. But this is something much more sinister, the wear of waiting, never sleeping, and watching. The worst or best part, however, Leo doesn't know. This thing isn't Pede. Leo stood with the torchlight on the creature. It stood still and silent. Leo didn't dare move the light away from viewing the creature, as if turned into a statue. It raised its arms slowly and in silence until they stuck out in front of it, just like a zombie reaching for its next meal. The creature suddenly galloped forward, fast and proficient, pinning Leo to the wall with its long arms, one hand on each of Leo's shoulders. Leo cannot move. The creature has him locked against the wall, as if he's stuck between a huge hydraulic press. He is powerless. It leaned in. Leo whimpered out of fear, looking to the side with his eyes closed. It seems to be scanning him. The creature suddenly stopped picking up Leo's scent, still stuck to the wall. Silence. Leo is suddenly plucked from the ground with little effort. The creature has its meat hooks latched to either side of Leo's head, its long fingers wrapped around his skull like a cage of bone. Leo gasped in pain, seeing only darkness. The creature turned its long thumbs, grotesque claw-like nails, toward Leo's eyes, digging into his eyelids. Leo thrashed his hands across the creature's devilish frame until his fingers found its face. Cold, stretched skin over sharp bone, leading him to its desolate sockets. Desperate, he drove his thumb deep into one, feeling the slick, gut-wrenching texture like a rotten apple give way. It let out a roar of pain, releasing him from the cage of bone and cruelty. Leo fell to the ground, shaken and short of breath. He launched himself toward the torch on the ground, the creature grasping its face and echoing unidentifiable and unspeakable shrieks. Leo took this opportunity. He grabbed his backpack full of cans and supplies and launched it hard at the window. And with the torch in hand, he leaped through and immediately surrounded by the outside. Striding through snow nearly up to his knees, Leo seized his backpack and pressed on through the thick, raging blizzard, not looking back.